According to Procon.org, as of April 2014, 15 countries allow same-sex marriage. In America, same-sex marriage is considered a taboo or abnormal. Many Americans have now started to argue the legalization of same-sex marriage due to the overall public acceptance. In a poll taken in 2004, 59% of Americans were against same-sex marriage. But in a more recent poll, 59% of Americans actually support same-sex marriage. Even with the huge shift in support, the U.S. government still continues to ignore what 50% of the American population considers a constitutional right, according to the Washington Post. With research from websites and interviews, I hope to persuade my audience that same-sex marriage would be a good thing to legalize because of the constitutional aspects, marriage laws differing across states, and the good it'll do for the U.S. economy. Although in 1974, according to Procon.org, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that freedom of personal choice in matters of marriage and family life is one of the liberties protected by the Due Process Clause. One homosexual has said that he is having feelings of not being accepted as a U.S. citizen because of the discrimination he and others receive due to their personal preference. 9 million Americans identify as homosexual, bisexual, or transgender, according to the William Institute. Imagine if all homosexuals, bisexuals, or transgenders felt as Mr. Man. That would be enough people to cover the New Jersey population. Of the 50 states, 17 allow same-sex marriage. NOLA.com reports that since the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the Federal Defense of Marriage Act's definition of marriage was unconstitutional, the federal government must recognize same-sex marriage that was done under legal circumstances, such as, that would mean same-sex marriage that was done in states that allows same-sex marriage to happen. But with same-sex marriage laws varying across states' recognition is dicey. If you're married in a state that allows same-sex marriage, and then you choose to choose to move to a state that also allows same-sex marriage, recognition is okay. But if you marry in a state that allows same-sex marriage, and then you move to a state that doesn't allow same-sex marriage can go unrecognized, and it really depends on the judge that you get. With no uniform law, according to NOLA.com, it's impossible to say what will happen in a non-recognition state. Mr. Mann says that homosexuals actually feel limited, and this could explain why many are turning to state lawsuits, further prolonging the U.S. judicial process. I'm sure by now we are all well of the U.S. economic situation, so why not take steps, easy steps, to help improve it? Huffington Post reports that legalization of same-sex marriage would have a small net benefit to the national budget, would bring in $20 to $40 million in taxes, alleviate payroll headaches, and state economies would be boosted. A report by CNN Money shows that New York City gained $259 million in license fees and wedding-related expenses. There are so many benefits that come from legalizing same-sex marriage socially and economically. Same-sex marriage can save time and money by eliminating state lawsuits, thus eliminating negative feelings from homosexual U.S. citizens. Recognition problems across states no longer occur because there would be a national law. Last but not least, our economy could actually improve. Can you believe that? There's a constant debate about same-sex marriage. There's also a constant debate about our national deficit problem. If we consent to same-sex marriage, we could actually improve our national deficit problem. But we are scared of the abnormal. Although there have been steady increases in overall support, there's still a ways to go. Hopefully, I have educated you enough on what good can actually come from legalizing same-sex marriage, and you can pass the info on to your friends, your family, your colleagues, etc. Hoping to get America on board with the other countries that have legalized same-sex marriage. Thank you for your time.